Hey everyone, Jay Hines here, and I'm going to show you how I got this photo with very minimal equipment and a very minimal budget as well. Okay, so I'm here in my very echoey, very small office slash studio, and we're going to be reshooting the Coca-Cola can product photo. But first, I want to show you how I shot the first image and my cheapo setup for that. And then we'll reset up everything how I originally planned to do it with the few extra things that I picked up to get that shot just how I wanted it. So let's check it out. I apologize if you can hear the washing machine in the next room, but all right, so here was the setup. Really simple, super simple. Just have the two cans of Coke here. They were not cold because I did not want any condensation on the cans. Just threw down some regular old marshmallows. I have just a regular, printer piece of paper right here to bounce some light back onto the cans. And here I've got it's just an inexpensive, newer LED light. It's not RGB. It's just a white light. It comes with some gels, but right now I'm just using the diffuser that comes with it. And then I also have taped a piece of paper towel around the front to give it just a little bit more diffusion because I was getting some harsh reflections on the cans. And to create the red light on the wall behind the cans, I just have my phone propped up behind the cans with a light app set to red, and that's all it was. I mean, and I've got some foam core here, just some regular white foam core you can get from any craft store, Walmart, and that was it. I'll have Tyler talk about shooting things like this, one light setups on the cheap, but then you still see that they have these awesome studios and all this space and all these other, you got one light, but that one light is like $300. That light came with two for like $30. So really this is like the barest bones. And to show you again, here's the photo, and I really like how it did come out. A couple of things I would have changed about this photo in particular. My focus was off. I think the camera got bumped at some point, so the can in the front is out of focus, but the can in the back is in focus. But other than that, I was really happy with how that turned out. Okay, so now that you've seen that, I'm going to reset this up how I had originally planned on doing it. Picked up a couple things from a local craft store. I have some wooden skewers and a block of foam here. I'm hoping to be able to tape the cans to the skewers and then stick the skewers into the black foam to get a floating effect. I don't have anything else really to use for that, so this was the cheapest way I could think to do that. So both these things together cost me like $10, I think. So again, we're on the budget, and let's see what we can do. All right, so I'm actually pretty surprised that this worked. I'm pretty happy. So like I said, we have this piece of foam here. This is actually used for like floral arrangements. You can put stick fake flowers in here. And I thought I could just use one of these skewers, but they're definitely not strong enough, so I actually ended up having to tape 3 of them. I'll show you what the back looks like. So you see we have 3 skewers taped right to the back. It's holding pretty good, it looks like. I tried to stick 3 of them just straight in, and what happened was the can was wanting to twist because I wanted them on an angle. So I ended up spreading out the sticks here so that it would be a little more stable. And this also allows me to like move them around just a little bit to get the angles that I wanted. And I'm really pretty happy with how this turned out. I think that piece of foam core is going to fall over in a second here, but yeah, I'm really happy with the angle of those. I think this is going to be a really cool shot. I can't wait to get the rest of this set up and see how it looks. Okay, so I ran into a little bit of a snag setting this up. I didn't realize that the green foam was going to reflect on the bottom of the cans there. So what I did was I took that original piece of paper I was using to bounce light back onto the cans in that first shot and just laid it over the foam here. I cut out a little hole there so I could cover up most of it, and that seemed to really do the trick. There's a couple little other shadows on the bottom, but I think that's just reflecting off the cans and maybe the sticks. I tried to cover those up too, but they didn't seem to make a difference. So other than that, I'm really happy with this setup. There are some highlights on there that you see. Unfortunately, I don't have a big enough diffuser. I'm using these really, really tiny lights. Oh yeah, I found my other studio, my quote-unquote studio light here. I'm just using that for a fill and to light the background up a little bit better. But yeah, other than that, let's keep going. Okay, so I was able to get the cans shot after lots of trial and error. Again, I don't have large diffusers, I don't have studio strobes, so moving these tiny little lights around to avoid shadows and highlights took quite a while. But at the end, I realized I had another problem because I do not have strobes. I'm not able to shoot at a higher shutter speed. So the floating marshmallows that I wanted to get, I thought, oh, I could just toss them up, get a quick shot, no problem. Even just a little bit of motion blur would have been nice. Not gonna happen. So luckily I had bought those skewers, and what I ended up doing was creating a forest of marshmallows. So as you can see here, I just stuck them all on the end of a bunch of skewers, stuck them in this foam here. I tried to get them at varying distance so I could get some out of focus, some in focus, still using the same light that I have so that the lighting will all make sense once I superimpose these onto the shot of the cans. But yeah, so I mean, these are the things that you have to deal with when you don't have a big fancy studio, you don't have a lot of equipment. You guys are watching me start almost from the ground up. I mean, I've got a camera, these lights, and that's pretty much it. So let's jump into the old Photoshop and Lightroom and see what we can do with what we got. Now, I'm not going to show you the entire editing process because it took quite a long time. That could be a separate video on its own, but I did happen to like record the entire process, so I could probably cut up and do some voiceover. So that could be a separate video, but I just wanted to show you really quick, just a few little things here and to show you the end product that we got. And we also did get a couple comments. I had posted the photo in Reddit on a product photography thread, and I got a few comments. Just a couple constructive criticisms that I wanted to address. They said that the sugary powdery effect that I was trying to give some texture to the photo was kind of messy and distracting, which I can kind of see that. And also that the marshmallows themselves were getting kind of lost in the background. You know, I had the white background and the white marshmallows and the white cans. So yeah, I can totally see how that was an issue. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is trying to reshoot this one more time and try to mix the first shot and the second shot. I want the floating cans, I want the floating marshmallows, maybe not the powdered sugar in there, but I would also like to maybe try the black background and some light instead. Mix it up a little bit, try to really hit that sweet spot between the two photos and really get that one final shot and be like, yes, that's it, you know, I'm done, and then move on to something else because I do have other projects I want to work on besides these Coke cans. I've been looking at them long enough. So thanks everybody for watching, really appreciate it. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook and Instagram as well. Stay focused.